A woman walks into court facing a serious felony, but instead of prison, she's offered a second chance. The twist? One wrong move, and she could lose everything for the rest of her life. What really happened in this complicated love triangle, and will she follow the rules or ruin her future?
Come on up. How do you pronounce your first name?
Okay.
McKay. Oh,
You
I've
do.
heard of that. Yes, sir. 25 CR 1460 is called Michaela Joseph Isaac. You are here with Mr. Turk, your attorney, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment and the arraignment here? Can we proceed in a summary fashion?
Yes, Judge.
In summary, this indictment alleges three paragraphs, which is kind of unusual. All right. I see. You were charged with the third degree felony of stalking, which carries with it no less than 2 no more than 10 years confinement in prison and a fine up to $10,000. But the grand jury has indicted you in stalking in 3 different ways. Looks like by threatening to commit bodily injury on someone, threatening to damage their vehicle, and threatening to damage their home. So each of those types of threats are individually a violation of law. I understand. What are we going to do, Mr. Turk, on this?
She's accepted a 5-year deferred obligation.
What's the relationship to the victim?
I believe new girlfriend of boyfriend.
No. I've been with the man for 13 years, and there was ex, and stepbrother and stepsister. It's weird.
It's common.
Sounds weird,
Yeah.
but you knew that.
Yeah.
All right. So where are we going on? Allegation 1, paragraph 1. You have 3 different paragraphs here. Just doing one.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And again, does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Judge.
In summary, Ms. Joseph, this indictment alleges in paragraph 1 that on or about September 25th, 2025 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed a 3rd degree felony of stalking. Do you understand what you were charged with here? If convicted, you face a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand the punishment range that is dealt with in this particular case?
So,
An agreement has been reached between the parties that you would be pleading guilty, not found guilty, but placed on a form of probation called deferred or unadjudicated probation, where you are not adjudicated guilty so long as you follow the terms and conditions of probation, which will be normal and customary for this type of offense. They include things like don't have any contact with the person, follow the law, things, much of the same rules that all of us here in this whole room have to follow. So there's no excuse for you not to follow these, and there's no excuse to fail. This would be for a period of 5 years. There would, among other conditions of probation, there is restitution that is owed in the amount of $4,683.51 to the complainant in this case, who's the victim. Is all of that your understanding of the agreement?
yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand? How do you plead to this charge, guilty or not guilty? Ma'am?
Guilty.
So you're pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty.
Yes,
Show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1 here. Did you sign that document voluntarily? Did you understand it, discuss it with your attorney, or the contents all true and correct? State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence, and without objection, it's admitted. Among other things, this states that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It's freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You are guilty of the crime charged and any lesser included offenses. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. Totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true. It states, so help you God.
yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 is made a part of the record for all purposes. Is this your signature right here?
Yes, sir.
That's it?
Yes.
You like, you write like a lawyer. Okay.
And they can find some time to go to the school.
Well, that thing stretches right out there. It looks like some kind of an art form. Cool. A lot of letters in there. All right. Anything else to add? If not, I'm going to make the findings that, Joseph, you are pleading guilty voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felony of stalking. But I'm going to follow this agreement and defer or postpone any finding of guilt so long as you follow the terms and conditions of this probation order. The probation officer will be going over all of this with you, and you will sign it if all is well. And you are going to be placed on this deferred or unadjudicated probation for 5 years. You must pay restitution to the victim in an amount of $4,683.51. There will be other terms and conditions of probation, which include don't have any contact with the victim nor anyone on your behalf. You don't know this person, or you're not keeping tabs with her.
We share the same
Uh,
that kid that. Yeah.
I've already told her, Judge, just call the police if she's having issues with it or she's in her home. Don't go around her. Don't have anybody else with her.
you don't want to foul things up here, because if you fail, your probation could then be revoked. You could then be found guilty of this third-degree felony, and when you're found guilty, it lasts for your whole life, and then you can be sentenced up to 10 years in prison. You don't want that. Let me ask you on this restitution, how are you going to pay that back? How much can you pay monthly? Because you probably can't write a check for $4,683.51, right?
I can probably get my mom to help me with like 78.
Well, your mother isn't responsible for this. This is one of those things adults have to handle responsibility.
Well, so
You need somehow it needs to get paid back. How much can you pay back per month? Yeah, I know you can't write a check for it right now, but I want to know how much you can pay per month so that we can figure out.
probably 80 a month.
Ma'am, 80. I will start off with that. No less than 80 a month. But see, in in 12 months, what's 80? $960. So that's in a year, that puts you still 4.5 years away from completing this. But then you're on probation for 5 years. We shorten probation, by the way, for good behavior and taking care of all your responsibilities, including restitution. Every day I dismiss early deferred probation orders.
I will have it. I probably have some.
So that's going to be I think all these other provisions you're going to be able to figure out and follow, or else, that's not good, because these are all, like I keep telling people, most of these are the things I have to follow. The same rules we all have to follow there. So it's not unusual or uncomfortable, but restitution is going to be different. Okay. Here's the restitution order. I'm going to back to the probation office. Please sign those. You begin and do well. Thank you. Good luck.
She walked out of that courtroom with freedom, but also a ticking clock. 5 years. One mistake could send her straight to prison for up to a decade. The real question is, will she change or come back in handcuffs? If you want to see real courtroom stories that can change lives in seconds, hit subscribe now, because the next case might be even more shocking.